Assessment is a part of everyday life. In regards to education, assessment generally comes in two strands. Firstly, assessment helps to improve learning, and this usually comes in the form of diagnostic and formative assessment. Secondly, assessment is used in order to be able to say that a certain benchmark has been achieved, and this usually comes in the form of summative assessment. However, there has been much discussion in educational circles about the need to help students learn, not just to pass tests. Black and William strongly believe that formative assessment should be an integral part of classroom work and that it can raise classroom achievement. Wynne also agrees and says that in regards to assessment carried out frequently for the purposes of grading can have unwanted consequences for students' motivational for learning, self-esteem, effort and achievement. As important as it is to establish a school assessment culture, a better question to ask in regards to a school is whether it has a grading-orientated testing culture or a learning-orientated assessment culture, by Berenbaugh. We can become so focused on assessment that we lose sight that our goal in education is for students to learn, not just to be assessed. As Elmore said, I would argue that this assessment culture is the single biggest challenge facing professional development and school improvement. He goes on to say that most teaching is not designed to develop students' competencies and engagement in learning, but to teach simple recall tasks that can be transferred to test scores. Phillips found that there was a connection between school culture and student achievement, and that school culture impacts on everything that happens in a school. My belief is that by establishing a school culture, that will enable the 8 standards of 1, 3 and 4 to be reached. My stance on assessment is that diagnostic, formative and summative assessments all have their place. Alongside this though, a teacher should also focus on cultivating an excellent classroom culture where students want to learn. Realistically, however, I know my theoretical perspectives will be difficult to implement. In the real world, teachers have to live with the external constraints imposed by the education systems while pursuing their own personal views and practices. The resulting tension, says Brady and Kennedy, can be stressful for teachers and students alike.